Hey gang, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition here of Intuitive Angling. Thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to watch the video, and if you haven't had a chance to hit that subscribe button and the notification button, I'd like to invite everybody to do so. Much appreciated. Today I got another story for you guys. It's been a while since I've told you guys a story, and I'm going to tell you about the time that one of the more exciting times I've had in bass fishing, when I hit a whirlpool going 65 miles an hour, or maybe close to 75 miles an hour in my bass boat. Sort of tell you guys what that was like a little bit. I got to set the stage for this though first. It was we were fishing a FLW tournament at it was a FLW tournament on the Mississippi River out of Memphis, Tennessee, right on the river there, right where we launched right there out of that big pyramid, the Bass Pro Shop pyramid. And anyway, to make a long story short, you guys have probably heard me talk about this particular tournament as far as being the farthest I'd ever ran. But to make a long story short, without going into it, I was running 190 miles one way every day to my spot. And this was back when you carry gas in the boat. I had gas cans strapped down everywhere in my boat. There was gas. There was a little marina where I was fishing at that I could get gas there. But it was 190 miles one way, and every day of the tournament. I almost won the tournament. I made the top 10, but I blew my motor the last day of the tournament, which cost me fishing that last day. But anyway, every day of the tournament I ran 190 miles one way, 190 miles back down the Mississippi River. Now, the story is about the Mississippi River where I hit this whirlpool. Guys, if you have never been on the Mississippi River in this particular section, and I'm talking about from the Memphis, Tennessee section down almost 200 miles, almost to, God, I guess it would be the Greenville, Mississippi or somewhere way down there. The Mississippi River, guys, is an extremely dangerous river to run in a bass boat. A lot of people don't realize how dangerous this thing is. You've got floating stuff everywhere. You've got wing dams that are under the water. You've got, like I said, all these different situations caused by strong current, 5 mile an hour current. You got the whirlpools I'm going to tell you guys about. And then you got some of the roughest water I've ever seen if you have a south wind. And in this particular tournament, we had a couple days of the tournament like a 30 mile an hour south wind. And when you put a 30 mile an hour south wind against a current that's coming from the south at 5 to 7 miles an hour, on certain turns of the river, you've got these super big, super tight together stacked waves that are they're just dangerous because they're so tight together. It's not like they're giant waves that they can get, 4 or 5 feet tall, and they're super tight. You may go around one bend that's got super rough, and then you got a stretch that's straight, that's calm as an arrow. It's just dangerous, man. There's bull sharks in that dang river. I mean, they've caught bull sharks up there by St. Louis, Missouri. So the river is just unbelievably treacherous. And when you're running 100 miles an hour, when you're running 190 miles one way, balls to the wall wide open, it was probably one of the most intense experiences I've had in fishing. So anyway, the story I'm going to tell you about this whirlpool is this was the second day of the tournament, and I had already made the run the first day, and I was about halfway into my run the second day. And going with the current, in the boat I had back then, I could hit 71, 72 miles an hour going with the 6 mile an hour current. So I'm hauling balls to the wall down this river down there, because like I said, every second counts. So I've only got 45 minutes to fish when I get down there, and I was catching 20 pounds a day. I was catching 20 pounds in 20 minutes every day. So I had only less than an hour to fish. So every second counted. So I had to just run balls to the wall and hard as I could to get down there to have enough time to fish. So I get about halfway down in this run, and I'm on this one straight stretch, and it's a straight stretch of river. And like I said, you've got current. There's current. You can see current seams everywhere, and the currents, you can read the current pretty good. And I came around this one bend, and I straightened out, and all of a sudden I look up in front of me, and it almost looked like the river was going down, like it was going downhill. and I get up on it, and all of a sudden I drop down probably 4 or 5 feet. And when I dropped down 4 or 5 feet, I looked, and there's this freaking big whirlpool. I'm right on it going 70 miles an hour. There's no way I could avoid it because it was just like it was there. I'm guessing that this whirlpool was probably maybe 20 foot in diameter, and it was like a tornado. Guys, I went right through the middle of that whirlpool on a 4-foot drop, 70 miles an hour. And it's like, it was I'd never felt anything like it in my life. It's like when I went down and hit that thing, my boat just started fishtailing crazy because the whirlpool circling. And the thing that really probably, not that it, you know, I was going to die. I don't know if I was just idling, it may have sucked me under, I don't know. But I was going so fast that I went straight through that thing, almost like I jumped it, but almost lost control of the boat with it going side to side and came out the other end. So I had no idea that there was whirlpools in the Mississippi River like that. I mean, it was freaking dangerous. If you were in like a 14 or 15 foot flat bottom boat and you were around that thing, I don't know what would happen. You may have got sucked underwater. But the point of the video is that the Mississippi River is no joke, man. I'm telling you guys right now, it was one of the most intense boat rides that I'll never forget it. It's an experience it'll be with me my entire life, how epic this was. But anyway, I don't know if a lot of guys have done that. That's the first time that I have ever seen a whirlpool like that in all my years of fishing. Now, I've seen some small ones, some little bitty tiny ones on some rivers, but I've never seen one that was an actual legitimate full-blown whirlpool that actually went down 4 feet and was like a bathtub drain. So it was pretty impressive, to say the least. And like I said, I came up on it so quick that there was nothing you could do about it. It's like there was nothing to give it away until you were right up on it. There was nothing like you could look in the horizon and see that it was coming up upon you. So never know what you're going to encounter out there. Just like I said, you guys just really need to be safe out there. Be aware. Boats are super dangerous. People don't give boats the respect they deserve for being dangerous. And I just wanted to share that story with you guys. So hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you later.